So I proceed from the basic premise that we cannot fully empower women and girls without engaging boys and men. We know this, it's axiomatic. There's never been a reform that women and girls wanted that didn't require men's support. So my question is then, how do we support men to engage with the questions that women have raised about their lives, about discrimination against women, violence against women, and it turns out that that men's entry is not just because gender equality is the right thing to do, but it actually is better for us. It's better for our countries. Countries that are more gender equal are happier. It's better for our companies. Those companies that are more gender equal have higher rates of profitability, lower rates of absenteeism, better reputation. So it's good for business. And it also turns out it's good for us as men. It leads to better health outcomes. It leads to greater longevity, happier sex lives. So it's a win-win all the way around. Supporting gender equality, which is my life's work, is basically to find the ways to engage men to support gender equality. And it turns out that it's good for countries, good for business, and good for men. What drives my passion is two things. I've been doing this work for 40 years. This is my 40th anniversary. I started a group called Santa Cruz Men Against Rape in 1978, and a year later helped to found the first national organization for men against sexism, NOMAS, in 1980. So I've been doing this for a long time. And so what started my passion was growing up Jewish in the first generation after the Holocaust. My grandmother said to me, what made the Holocaust possible was not the Nazi machine, but the good Germans who said nothing. Whenever you see inequality and injustice, you must speak out. It is your obligation, it's your moral obligation as a citizen to speak out wherever you see injustice. Now fast forward, my partner was working at a shelter for battered women, and I had grown up sort of affluent suburbs and had no clue what was going on in so many homes in America. So when I met some of these women who had been beaten up, when I met some of these kids who had to get out of the house because their father was abusing them, something clicked in me, and I said, this is where I have to make a stand. This is where I have to speak up. And so since that time, I've identified that talking to men, writing about men, trying to understand men, was a way that I could personally, as a man, contribute to this struggle. So what started me, what inspired me, was this moral conviction that I had to speak up, that I could not remain silent when you see injustice. The second thing that sustains me now, so fast forward 40 years, I've helped to build a field in academia called Masculinity Studies. There's journals, there's books, there's conferences, there's all kinds of visibility, increasing visibility, that gender is really one of the organizing principles of social life and one of the building blocks of identity. So what sustains me now is knowing that we've cleared a field in which other people can enter. So just now I was sitting at a table with a guy who's just finishing college, about to go to medical school. And I thought to myself, this is why I did all this work for 40 years, so that you have a place to land. There's a place for you to go now. When I started, there was nothing, so we were inventing it. So what sustains me now is the fact that we built something that has real value.